Welcome everybody to the Legacypreneur podcast, Legacypreneurs. If you are an entrepreneur or an intrapreneur, right? Entrepreneur, you're working for yourself. You have your own business, your own LLC or your own corporation, or an intrapreneur using the same skill sets, but helping an organization grow, right? So either of those, entrepreneur, intrapreneur plus legacy, equals a legacypreneur. And I have a great example of a legacypreneur here, Mr. Larry Miller.
Hello.
We will be celebrating his exciting accomplishment with the registration of his trademark, right? His, what we call a word mark, and then also, which is Connected Geek, his logo, and then also keeping the world connected one geek at a time. How exciting. Thank you so much. So my name is Cynthia Gallardo, and I introduce myself as your leading legacy lawyer. I am all about protecting and preserving your legacy, right? The legacy that we're here to talk about, which is Larry Miller's legacy. So Larry, I'll let you present yourself or introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and a little bit about your legacy as well.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for having me, Cynthia.
Yes.
Once again, I'm Larry Miller. Connected Geek, as she mentioned before, is the business I've had since 2006 officially. I've been doing IT for about 30 years, so I wanted to take that name and make it legitimate, and that Cynthia has done for me so graciously and wonderfully. IT is in my core. I've done IT for, like I said, for that long, and I'm wanted to make sure that my name goes on in infamy, as they would say. So I love that name because I am connected and to everything, because I love technology and I'm a geek, so I like all things tech. I like it all geeky wise. So I love a lot of movies and TV stuff, so I'm a geek about that. So I love the technology of that kind of stuff. I really enjoy that I'm able to take my name and my keeping the world one, I can't even say it myself, that's so funny, keeping the world connected one geek at a time. That's something that my wife and I put together a long time ago. She helped me make that phrase happen, and so it's part of my life, it's part of my family, it's part of everything that I do. So I enjoy technology, and I enjoy taking this path to help my legacy move on. So I think I answered your question, but
You did. Thank you, Larry. And I love how excited you get about it, right? Which I do as well. So thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be part of this journey. And I learned something new about you today. I didn't know your wife was involved in the creation of that tagline slogan as well. So that's even adds more to your legacy, which is so exciting.
For
So
sure.
before we move forward, I do just want to share your specific congratulations to you, and I'll just put into a real quick slideshow format. And as you can see on the screen there, congratulations to you, Larry, because you have Connected Geek, which we see on the top, and then also keeping the world connected one geek at a time, as you mentioned. So congratulations to you, Larry, because now you can use an R with the circle next to both of those, because you have it registered with the United States Trademark Office, which that not all businesses do that. So I really commend you, Larry, for taking the time and I always like to say the love, blood, sweat, and tears that you put into this to make it happen, right? So congrats to you once again. You are now free to use Connected Geek with the R, with the circle, which is registered with the United States PTO. So keep the world connected one geek at a time as well. So I just wanted to highlight that, share that, and I'll make sure we share that with the world, Larry, because that's a huge accomplishment. So give yourself a pat on the back there, Larry. That's an awesome thing. Yes, there you go. Twice. You've been knighted officially. So as you talked about your legacy, which I do really enjoy and appreciate, and I've been a part of it as well, is connecting your legacy, right? Connecting people using that technology, which is amazing. And that's why you are successful what you do, Larry. What you have been successful and will continue to be successful. So as we know, legacy is about past, present, and future. So I'd love to hear from you, Larry, specifically about your story. You shared a little bit about it already, but what helped you get to this point today in 2025? What's part of that legacy, your history that built up to today?
Well, it kind of goes back to when I was a kid. I always it was kind of a loner a little bit. So, but at the same time, I enjoyed, you know, fixing things, breaking things, and fixing them again. My mom and my stepdad bought me a computer, an Apple IIc, which is the very old Apple. Was my first Apple computer, my first computer altogether that was given to me that was my own, and I just fell in love with it. And so over time, I just took that energy and just became really proficient at it, I think. So throughout that time, and then I went into the military, and then I learned, how to work on computers in the military. And I also took the time to just learn about technology as a whole. And I was around before the word internet even existed. So I've been at the forefront of technology since then. So I just took that energy and applied it to my life in regards to, making sure that I was successful at all that. I don't have any formal college education for IT, but I say that the best education is life. So I have the best life education of IT through the time that I went through that process. I took I worked for companies over time. I worked for a law firm. I worked for a furniture company here in Michigan. I was the director of IT, all of that. And after doing it for so many years for somebody else, and not saying that they didn't do it right, but I was doing ways that I was suggesting ways that they said, well, let's do it this way. And they said, well, the business doesn't want to do it that way. But I had other people saying that they wanted my ideas and my suggestions for their IT, and they liked what I had to offer. So I took that pivot or that change and went through and started my own business and started helping people just residential wise, helping them with their computers. And then in 2006, I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to start this business. And then I did that on the side while I was doing other companies' work. And I said, you know what, it's just time for me just to do it on my own. So in 2018, I said, okay, it's time for me to just do Connected Geek full time. Both of my kids were at a stage in their lives where they didn't need dad so much. They still need dad, but they still didn't. So because I was very active in their schooling. So I decided to do my own IT business, and I've done it ever since, every day since then. I think there's probably a statistic that about, Cynthia, is that most business don't even last 5 years. I've done that. I've succeeded that. I've exceeded that. So I feel like I've done very well in my business. I do everything from, IT to websites to CRMs and everything else in between when it comes to technology. And I enjoy it very, very much. And hopefully I can pass that along to my kids and anybody else that I can help along the way. So that's my story. So
I love your story. Thank you so much, Larry, for sharing it, part of your experience, right? And I really appreciate how you have used your experience, right, that life learning, to create what this part of your legacy. So that's fantastic. And even handing over that baton, right, carrying it through, that torch, to your children and your family, your wife as well. So I love how you do that. You and the way you help clients as well. And I personally know you've helped me in so many ways as well. So it's something we've had that positive interchange, right, of services. So I do want to also say I love the way you bring up that excitement, that passion you have for technology, that energy, as you know. And one of my favorite words, based on the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People by Stephen Covey, is the word synergy. So you take that energy, that synergy you create in your organization, plus that innovation I heard, that's you, Larry, completely you, Larry Miller, that's who you are. So you have that synergy and that innovation, and you share it with others, you share it with the world. So thank you for doing that. And I appreciate you sharing your past, your experience. So now that we know the past, the present, where you are now, what are some of your future goals as well? What are your future goals?
Well, what I plan on doing is I'm still going to have IT as my core competency for the until one day that I get taken up to the sky, or as they love to say about the animals today, over the rainbow bridge. Once I go over the rainbow bridge, I'm going to still do IT for as long as I can. And I have so many customers that I've had. I have this one customer that's been with me since before my children were born. So, and he's 93 years old. He's still kicking. He's still doing great. He's one of my best customers. I love him dearly. And I want to maintain those customers for the future. What Larry wants to do, wants to still maintain that, but I'm growing this other side of my business, which is CRM. So taking a customer relationship management database or a website and helping people grow their business. So take that idea of helping people sell and market their businesses through a CRM. I have a partner named Jeff. He and I are doing this together. I've helped you as well with your CRM. Okay. We are doing this to help grow people's businesses. That's the future of what I'm doing. Also with AI today, there's so much you can do with AI to help your business grow. So I'm going to help people do that. I've also done, as you know, with LET, I've in the past, videography or productions of that. So I'm still doing all of those things. I have my hands in a lot of different things, but the CRM is probably my focal point going forward. It seems to do a lot of joy in my life. So I'm going to continue going down that path for right now.
That's great, Larry. And I really appreciate that, the way you've grown, but you haven't forgotten your past, which is great. So even that very first client you had, right, that you continue with, that's amazing. And like you said, you've helped me in many ways as well. And one of those being the CRM, and really helping businesses grow is what Legacy is about as well. So you're growing as you help other businesses grow. And that's what allows you to be successful and continue to be successful. So I'm here to support you in any way possible. Definitely know that. And I appreciate you sharing that experience with us in your legacy. So I'd like to ask you this, now that we know past, present, and future goals for Larry Miller, for your organization, what is something that maybe the top three things or gems that you can share for other legacypreneurs out there based on that life learning experience that you have, those three gems that will really help others in their journey as they build their legacy?
Well, the number one thing I tell anybody is to have patience.
Yes.
So building a business, no matter what it is, takes time. And if you can get past that 5-year mark, like I mentioned before, and you're still growing, or you're internally growing and you're becoming a better person because of it, then you're succeeding. The money will always come as long as you're passionate about your belief in your business. So that would be like my note. Passion about what you believe is probably my number 2 gem. It was if you really need to take the time and feel like you're contributing to your vision of what you're trying to do. And it could be a nonprofit, it could be an actual business, it could be just helping the kids down the street or their school down the street, with their homework, whatever. So it's all about how deeply strong you want to be about that particular adventure that you're going on. The other thing is, I would say, so you're patient, you're passionate. I think the best way to keep your sanity is just surround yourself with people that are supportive of who you are and what you're doing. If you don't find the right people to lift you up, and so there's I don't know if it's true or not, but I love how it says you find the 5 people that are in your life every single day define who you are. Find those 5 people, and they will make you who you are. So if you say, you know what, these 4 people are doing me great, but this 5th person is a little toxic, you need to get rid of them. Yes. Get rid of that person. They're not good for your energy, your soul, your whatever your belief is. That 5th person can destroy you if you're not taking the time to find out what those 5 people are doing in your life. Maybe just 3 people, but find the people that love you and cherish you and believe in your passion and your beliefs. So there's my gems.
I love that. Thank you. So just to recap, and I made notes, Larry, I'm definitely going to keep that in mind myself. Patience, very important. also being passionate, which I can sense that passion you have to help others and with technology specifically. And then also find that circle of influence, that support that you need, right? So that's so important, that influence amongst yourselves, and being positive about it. So I really appreciate those 3 gems, and I know other legacypreneurs out there will appreciate that as well. And obviously it's helped you be successful, and it can help others be successful as well. So right there, legacypreneurs out there, you have 3 gems that can help you continue to be successful as an entrepreneur or an intrapreneur, creating that legacypreneur. So thank you, Larry. And Larry, thank you for taking the time. I appreciate all the help that you've provided me personally, and as also within my organization, my business. And thank you for the opportunity and privilege to be able to serve you and be part of this journey. I'm so excited for you, super, super excited. And once again, congratulations to you. You have a registered trademark. You can use your brand, use it, proudly, and you have that R with the circle, Larry. Congratulations to you. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
My
Thanks
pleasure.
for having me. Yeah.
My pleasure. Thank you for being here, Larry. So I will sign off as Cynthia Gallardo, your leading legacy lawyer. Thank you so much, Larry Miller. Take care and have a great day, everybody.